Field in Chicago. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Chicago Bears. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. Tyler Scott now from his end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
Fields going to throw right away. Flushed out right. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On first down, Fields being chased out left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Play action, Fields. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown. Cole Kmet, 29 yards. And the Bears march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. They're going to try and run. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. After the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now Gino on first down. That's complete to his running back, Dallas. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Throwing on third down, Smith. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
The Bears take over first and 10. At the 50-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, here's Fields. Just a crazy throw there, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Uchenna Nwosu. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Walker now on first and 10. Breaks a tackle. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball on the 27. Here's a second down and 4. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, 27 yards. And the Seahawks have cut the lead back down to 2. Well, we've said it many times. He is always a threat to go the distance anytime he's got the ball in his hands. And on this occasion, he did just that.
Well, he's definitely the guy that makes this offense go. And when you're an RB1, running back 1, you've got to be willing to be patient at times as well. Not every run's going to be the home run we saw there. But once you get that opportunity and that opening, you take full advantage.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Looking to throw on second down. Fields. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To throw is Fields. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3-and-out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bears first down. The defense a little lax there. They give up 9 on 4th and 4. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Again, Fields eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
I got nothing after that try.
Yeah, don't even try.
I mean, he tried it from the parking lot. Oh, some strong running. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Trying the left side with Walker. And running with power here. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that makes this a 14-8 ball game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And the drive will begin at the 25 as Scott is going to stay in the end zone. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Here we go.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man left side. It's a tight end, Tunyon. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's got this down to the 35. Now a 1st down throw. Fields escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's Fields. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run. This is Khalil Herbert. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. They snap it to Fields. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down.
No, it's out. Smith lost it. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Fields. That is caught by Herbert. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
That's good for us, Chicago Bears.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
Here we go.
The full start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Back to throw. Fields steps away to his left. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now a 2nd and 10. Fields rolling to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
A 31-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will bring the deficit back down to 3. Trailing here in the first half still, but maybe, Charles, that'll help them get some momentum back. First the forced fumble, and then they're able to get a field goal out of it.
And down in the game, they came out and created their own opportunity on one side of the ball and did get points out of it, as you mentioned. Complimentary football right there as they try and bring this one back to even.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Yeah, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, trying to atone for it here on this drive. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Say what?
Smith keeps it on the sneak, and he's going to have a Seahawks first down as he pushes forward for a couple on 4th and inches. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Running left is Walker, and forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Here's Smith now on 2nd down, sliding out of the pocket. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Geno now to throw. And that is incomplete.
First down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how a drive is supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Fields. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lewis. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They're going to go. It's Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Throwing again is Fields. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. On 4th down, Fields complete on the quick throw to Moore. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Now Geno on 1st down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing is Smith.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. Three tight ends are out there. To throw is Fields. He'll get that underneath to Herbert.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A gain of 9.
Fields now to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Here's Fields.
Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be fourth down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessful.
He lets it fly for Lockett.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Eddie Jackson picks it, and he will be brought down
on what will be the final play of this first half.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Bears 11.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he gets it down to the 32. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
From the gun, it's Walker.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
78 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
They run again with Walker. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. On third down, here's Walker. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. An audible here to get a new look. They snap it to Smith. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, Seahawks. Kenneth Walker, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
The score, Seahawks 21, Bears 11. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Now a 1st down throw. Fields. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Fields now on 2nd down. That is caught by Herbert. And he gets it down to the 32. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 3.
Back to throw. Fields. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 42.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, now allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Seahawks.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Muscles him off. Now he's loose again. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Walker looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So They need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Oh, they'll get this to Metcalf on the jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf punching it in from a yard away. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Scott on the return out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now a dump off here complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On first down, it's Fields. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. On first and 10, here's Fields. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Seahawks are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. That had disaster written all over it. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. There he goes, right side. To the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ken Walker, 94 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 24. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one's pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
and goal.
Fields. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second? And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Bears 19.
So down a couple scores, only 1 timeout left. You figure they have to get this one. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Fields. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. On 1st down, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Walker hit and the ball is out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Fields. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and it still combined.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Now Fields. They'll roll him out right. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Here now, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Fields. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Fields. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They snap it to Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears get a bit closer. And they will get back to within one score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the fourth. So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And the Seahawks looks like they've recovered. They have. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though. Now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Hey, let's go Wednesday, on Wednesday.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On second down, it's Walker. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. Walker with another carry. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. Here's Walker. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.